Hello and welcome to our Scrapbook Live for August of 2023. I have a kit here from the ScrapRoom and it is super nice because I peaked. My name is Alice Bull. I run the membership group at scraphappy.org and we're going to play with some fun products. I'm going to make a page. Later on, we'll do some show and tell, and kind of in the middle of everything, we are going to do a draw for a free kit, just like the one I'm going to show you from the Scrap Room. So that is one of the perks of attending live. If you want to get on the email list so that you can play along next time, you can go to scraphappy.org/subscribe. Okay, let's dive into the fun stuff. I almost never remember to do my introduction. Like, I give myself a pat on the back for like remembering an introduction today. Okay, super fun. While we're chatting, I'll have people keep their mics on mute. You can type in the chat. I'll read comments. If something comes up, we'll interrupt things because that's my life. And yeah, let's just have some fun. First off, let's see what is in this kit. It's so pretty. So first off, I guess I'll show you the picture that I have today. Samara says hi from Florida. Hello from Alberta. I see Deborah saying good morning. Good morning, everyone. Morning or afternoon, I guess. I suppose it's already afternoon for some of you. Okay, let's switch cameras here and I will wave at you from the corner. Hello. And so this is the picture that I have. It was actually taken yesterday and my friend came to visit. Now, there was actually a whole drama, a whole drama. And the drama was that there was actually an accident in my hometown and a train collided with a fuel truck. And so as the emergency vehicles were dealing with this, my friend was already coming from far away. Like, she drove almost 2 hours to come to visit me, but then they had closed the bridge and the road to turn to my house. It's like the last turn pretty much you got to make got closed because the fire was close to there and they were worried about explosions. So they had it all closed. My friend had come all this way. And like for me to get around to her, it's like an hour and a half. Like, so she's like, I'll go to the park. There's a really nice park in town. I'll go to the park. And my husband, we took a canoe across the water to go and to meet up with her. So I was going to just show you really quick. I don't have it on the thing, but yeah, this is, where's the picture? This is the picture. This is us coming across to meet her with the canoe. So we canoed across the river so that we could go and hang out all day. So I thought that was really fun. And I want to do a page that has, I don't have all the pictures. I need another picture, but I'm going to do the one of us just like hanging out, getting to hang out with a friend, right? Like, you do what you got to do so you can hang out with your friends. So yeah, it was great. So here, in addition to my regular part of the kit, I have the add-on embellishments, which we will look at as we go through. But let's peek at the kit and we'll dive into the scrapbooking. So this is a flavors of the month. You can find them at the ScrapRoom, so scrap-room.com, and they have 4 little mini kits within the big kit. And super fun. So we'll look at each of the mini kits and see what's inside. And then I'll pick one to work with. Tina says she's here from South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Cool to make it to Alive. Yay. Danielle says, I love that. When there's a will, there's a way. That's right. I will cross rivers to hang out with my friends. So in case our Scrap Happy members are wondering, are we going to have a Scrap Happy gathering next year? I will cross rivers to make it happen. We will make it happen. Okay, so first off, there's 2 sheets of cardstock. We've got some black cardstock. I'm going to have my water because it's precarious. I just about knocked it over. And we've got 3 sheets of pattern paper. So this first one is gorgeous. Like I'm really tempted to just say, oh, I love it. Let's just use that today. See, one paper, I'm done. I'm good. This paper is from 49 and Market, and it is their Spectrum Gardenia paper. And you'll notice purples in a scrapbook kit. Anybody that's like feeling that purple gets neglected, this one has beautiful purple in it. Oh, look at the background. Okay, well, we get to see both of them, I guess. The background has this lovely painterly effect. So if you're like the person that looks at that mixed media and thinks super nice for other people, because when I do it, it's too messy. Ta-da! That's perfect. It's like the perfect cheater mixed media. I love it. So many times when I've done load pages layouts, I will post them up in the group and they're like, oh, Alice, that's a beautiful mixed media. I'm like, that is cheating. That is background paper that has mixed media already done. Ooh, Tina says she loves 49 Market and has this collection in her counterfeit kit this month. Oh my gosh, we should talk about that in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, this paper has like these big vertical pieces. It looks like strips of washi and cut off strips and all the pieces. Look at all the fun detail in this. It is so pretty. Oh my goodness, that is nice paper. And just like the little bit of texture and stuff. It's like all those extra things that I'm not always willing to do that extra bit. Pretty background. I love like a nice central design like that. And look at this. This is like a rainbow paper, but it's done so different. This is a nice collection, you guys. I'm kind of oh my goodness. So I peeked to see what's in the kit, but I didn't look. So I'm seeing this with you. There's little butterflies hiding up in the top. It actually looks like it's pretty much all made out of butterflies. If you look, it's like red butterflies and pink butterflies and orange butterflies and green and blue and purple. Isn't that cool? And then you can actually see like there's some more hints of them, and then like that little bit of text, and they've got all the water drops. And it's just so pretty. Oh, okay, this is like paper. Should this be double-sided? Because like, don't you want to use both sides now? That's what I am thinking. Anyways, we got gorgeous choices with this collection. Let's see what's included with the embellishments. Feels like there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so the included embellishments with this kit, I have some chipboard pieces. They are, let's have a look. It says you're going to get some 49 and Market ephemera, a couple rows of epoxy stickers, and some chipboard. So you get a variety. So here's my little epoxy stickers. I got some that are like little enamel dots. And then I've got some nice pieces of die cuts and then the chipboard. So I'm just going to put the chipboard bits up here so you can see. Oh, that's a die cut. Oh, you can almost not tell the difference. Like their paper is so thick that it's actually almost hard to tell the difference between the chipboard and the die cut pieces. Wow. I love it. Okay, so this is the assortment of pieces that I got. So really nice. I love these little film pieces. And there's a nice little couple little pieces that would be good for journaling. Pretty. Yeah. What does it say? The story of today, right now, imagine, and together. So I've got sweet and magic. Cool. So lots of nice pieces to go with this collection. I am a fan, but there'll be one more thing that I have to go with this because I have the add-on embellishment kit. So it's just an extra opt-in that you pay like an extra fee for. I buy my own kits, so if I don't like something, I'll just tell you. But I buy my own kits, and I like the way that they're curated a lot. So let's look in here. This is the add-on embellishments, and let's see what I got in there. Tina says that the purple drew me to this collection because it's gorgeous. Okay, so in here I have a sheet with rub-on. So it's one sheet of the rub-on. So it's a variety pack. So they've separated these apart and they've included the popsicle stick so that you can use the rub-ons. And I got this beautiful sheet with purple flowers. So that is nice. Let's put that all together. With the popsicle stick in there so I don't lose it. And that's just one. Oh my gosh, we're off to a good start. Okay, so the next one. So these kits, they actually come with coffee, a coffee sampler. You can choose to not get it, but like, why? So this coffee sampler this month is caramel mocha. And I'm kind of wishing I was drinking that right now. So next up is a photo play collection called Travelogue. We've got the Travelogue collection, and I've first off, like for my embellishments, I got the whole sheet of these 12 by 12, like the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So that gives you a lot of embellishments right there. And Deborah says she has the whole collection, that last one. Oh my God. Vicky Booten did 14 layouts with it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. We've got this first sheet is like lots of little icons from the collection called Let's Go. And then the back actually has like a roadmap kind of thing, right? That's nice. And then we've got a stripe paper, diagonal stripe. Gotta love a diagonal stripe. You know, you do like a little bit of corners, like how cute is that, right? Diagonal stripe. These colors are a little more muted, like we're definitely heading into fall. We're going to be seeing more and more fall collections. And so this one definitely has a little bit more of that fall muted vibe. We've got all of the travel stamps, like the passport stamps and stuff on here. And then we've got this nice sheet. So I'm like, does it have a map in it? It does actually. It has like map lines on the back and you can see like the big lines. It's pretty. I like that ochre shade of yellow. And then we've got this paper on the back. Actually, I'm going to say like the papers like this are some of the hardest for me to use. I don't know about you, but I often struggle with these, but they're so cute because look, it has all of these different little places and they're all represented. So you can see mountains of Utah, Arizona, you got San Francisco, you got Alaska, there's Maine, there's a lot. You've got, oh, and it's like international too. There's Japan, there's Hawaii, there's Iceland, there's Paris. Oh, so lots of different places on here. That's fun. And this one includes 2 sheets of shale colored paper. This is the cardstock from Photoplay, the My Colors. And it looks like putty. This is actually pretty much the color that I painted my son's old room downstairs. Amy says, I love the colors in this travel line. It's not too bright and vibrant. And oh, that's super good idea, Mary. She says, I cut papers like that apart to use as embellishments or maybe a strip. And Tina says, it looks like a fun collection. I've got it in the bank in the program for Scrapbook Generations. She's done some shopping. Okay, so to go with this collection in my add-on embellishments, I have some die cut pieces here. So the die cuts, a half pack of the Photoplay ephemera. So this is my extra add-on embellishments. And there are a couple pieces. I've got some tags and some little banner pieces and some frames and a couple of little pieces. So nice. So far I'm winning. Like I will say the other kit is like all the eye candy, whereas this one feels so muted and calm, but it feels like a very practical collection. I will say that sometimes when I'm scrapbooking my pictures, which are not always super bright, that I find that occasionally my pictures feel dark sometimes on papers, especially when the papers themselves are super bright. And sometimes it's nice to have papers that have a slightly more muted tones to them. So, very nice. I feel the love for most scrapbooking supplies, so I'm not too like judgmental. Like it's like, oh, I don't especially love papers like that because I struggle to use them, but it's not like it's not like that would slow me down. Besides, it's double-sided. Okay, next up, what do we have here? Pink Fresh Sunshine on My Mind. Just making sure I grab the right one. Okay, so embellishments. And so first up, we've got 2 sheets. Ooh, it's not just white. Look at that. Nice. We've got some blue cardstock. It's called Jetstream. So that's a Basil cardstock called Jetstream. Hello, Sharon, coming in late. It's so good. You're here now. Party has started. And then we've got 3 sheets of cardstock. This first one has some beautiful flowers on it. And it's like a very calm, like it's like, it has like bright colors, all the colors, but they're not bright, like they're like calm shades of them. A pretty little basket weave. Look at how nice that is, but it's gray. So it's like very calming. This feels very calming, but really pretty. And we got some leaves. And ooh, that's very geometric and fun. I like that funky fun. Like I'm just drawn. Like when I see crazy papers, I'm like, that's great. I can't help it. And we got some ledger paper, summer agenda. This is fun. And then this is kind of cool. When I look at papers like this at first, I'm like, whoa, what do you do with that? But once you start playing with them, they're actually really fun. So I don't know. That little bit of intimidation at first. Okay, so what do we have here? So in the kit, we've got a row of enamel dots. Those are super sweet orange color. And then we've got some, oh, these are stickers. And then we've got some die cut pieces too. Love it. That's super good collection of the little bits. Those little orange enamel dots. Makes me want to eat an orange, like they're perfect orange color. Okay, and then for add-on embellishments in here, I actually got a sheet of letters. So all these little tiny letters. And okay, so 2 things. I don't especially love when they mix this many colors in a set of letters. I'm just gonna say that's not my favorite thing. But I have used so many of their little letters that are like this, I'm gonna stop complaining about it because I've actually keep using them. So they can't be that bad if it's like, well, I actually put them all on my page. I use a lot of their little letters, so I quite like them. And one thing I can say is I have noticed that so far, like touch wood, whatever, they haven't come off of my my pages. Sometimes little letters like that could be a pain for stuff like that, and these haven't. So good stuff. Okay, one more kit. I know this is always, I always feel like this, yeah, they're puffy letters, Mary. And Marcy told me not to eat the dots. I won't eat the dots, I promise. I promise. Okay, ooh, fun embellishments. We'll look at those in a sec. And we've got this collection from Simple Stories, and it is called The Little Things. I've got 2 sheets of basil white paper, and then we've got 3 sheets of pattern. So this is really fun summer stuff. So we've got all the flowers, and there's little strawberries in there. I tell you, we had so many little baby strawberries in our yard this year, like just wild ones growing. I think it's because at the beginning of the summer, we couldn't mow the lawn. The lawnmower broke. And so the front area didn't get mowed. We live in the country. It's like a big acreage area. And it didn't get mowed. And we had all these little baby little strawberries. So I had as many of those as I could pick and eat. not enough to make jam or anything crazy like that. They're so tiny. They're about this size actually. Um, but yeah, super nice. Ooh, look at that. Like this lavender kind of paper on the back with a grid. And we've got this yellow plaid. I'll tell you, something about this plaid is making my eyes go a little wonky. I don't know if it's the pinkish orangey lines in it or the shade of yellow. Something about that yellow. And like, I love yellow. Small doses. Oh yes, it'll be nice in small doses. And then we've got a cut apart sheet. A beautiful day, enjoy the ride. Basil, honey. This sounds delicious, actually. Is Alice hungry? She sees food on her papers. She sees embellishments and thinks of food. Think I should have had some more breakfast. We got some red polka dots and a nice floral. It has little ladybugs on it. Okay, so that's really cool. And then let's look at these embellishment pieces. And then we'll look at the add-ons and then we'll get scrapping. Okay. See. I've got some die cut pieces, a little squirrel, ooh, and some strawberries. And then we've got flowers. And then there's some stickers that are foam back stickers. So these ones are foam backed. Bloom where you're planted. I've got a strawberry, some little berries. Actually, we had Saskatoon berries this year too. Oh my gosh, so yummy. I'll tell you, I have to enjoy the things that just naturally grew because my garden also naturally grew. Like as in the weeds in my garden naturally grew. You can't even see garden out there anymore. I finally cleaned up my flower bed so that it doesn't look like a disaster anymore. Like, yeah, this is chaos. But I was doing so good. And then we had a ton of rain. And after the rain, we got tons of mosquitoes. And then I'm just like, I'm not going outside. I'm not going to go out there to be a mosquito dinner. Like that's So then nothing kind of got done. Okay, one thing, add-on embellishment. And for this kit, it is the whole 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So lots of fun options on that. Oh, this is really nice. Now I want to see if I have pictures of those little strawberries and a scrapbook about how much I enjoyed them. It could be that the strawberries are always there, but I spent more time outside at the beginning of the summer. I was doing my challenge. I was walking every day. And so maybe I just saw them because I was out there more. That might be like a true life confession. Okay. So I don't think it's going to be a surprise when I say I'm super pumped to play with these papers. I liked all of them, but I loved this one. Also included with these kits, you actually get they have a sketch every month and then they have a cut file, and this one actually would have been pretty good to do with the palm tree. It says sunny days with you. Super cute. Their cut files are so nice, but I didn't pre-cut it, and I think I'm not good enough with my machine to like go and cut it right now and expect to get anything done today. So it's like always a learning experience because I just don't do it often enough. Beth says I love this month's sketch. So we didn't really talk about that too much, but you can see it has like the 3 photos lined up. They've kind of got some like fun, playful pieces. They've got a big layer underneath. Yeah, super cute. Very practical layout. Okay, so I've got this one picture with my friend. I'll start my storytelling on this page, and I'll probably do a second page to talk about the canoe adventure because I think that seems about right. I may or may not decide to print another picture. My husband took a couple of me with her playing with her kids, but I definitely don't want to put them onto our live today because I didn't ask about that. And yeah, I don't have the pictures from him yet, so we'll work with what we've got. So I really like this paper, but I also really like this paper, and then I also really like this paper. So and then these rub-ons are so cool. We've got lots of little pieces. So if I want to do one with the canoeing, what was all on the back of these too? Oh, yeah. And I've got that one too. Oh, why is it on the back of this one? That's like trying to torture me. Okay. I think we're gonna go with this one. I think I just like that. Okay. But I am gonna cut it down a little bit and put it onto some black, I think. And maybe I'll steal a piece out for some matting. So I don't really want to use these for matting and stuff. So I'll use some of these things to create some matting, I think, or some embellishment layers. So yeah, I think it's good. Let's grab the cut machine and we'll get cutting. So, question, do you have other plans for this afternoon? Type it in, let me know what your plans are for this afternoon. I'm actually going to go to the city and watch my son compete in a swim meet. He's competing this morning, but it's just like the prelims this morning. And so by the time I get to the city, he'll be into the finals. So good. It's funny because I'm not coaching this year, but I'm super excited to go to swim meet. Oh, I'm just so sad that we're missing out on this paper. It's okay. It's okay. You can't do it all, right? Can't do it all. Okay. We'll cut this down. And then we're going to put it on the black paper. But before I put it on the black paper, I'm going to cut some of the middle out of the black so that I can use a little bit more on the front. Does that look nice when it's all matted like that? I love putting it onto like that solid background. The busier your paper is, the more having it a little bit of a solid border around it really like plays well. Okay. Marge is just going to a crop. That sounds fun. Deborah's going to a gospel concert with friends. Oh, poor Nancy. She has to do chores. Aw. But you're getting to have fun now. So, you know, gotta fit a little bit of both in, I guess. Tina says she wants to get in a walk sometime today and a store run. And let's see, Amy says she's taking her daughter to see her boyfriend in Peter and the Starcatcher, and he's starring as Peter. So we're both excited. Nice. Sharon says she's been doing the cards for the Success Summit. I'm so busy watching videos and crafting. That's awesome. When we get to like do all the good stuff, isn't it just good, right? Okay, so I'm actually going to cut most of the background out of this. I'm just going to cut it at 1 inch. Because that way I still have a bunch of the black to play with on the front of this page. Yes. And today I won't have to canoe across the river to get where I need to go. Oh, crazy. Worst part is like they haven't given any like updates on like the truck driver or nothing. Like I haven't heard anything about that. So keep waiting to hear. Okay, this looks great. Let's stick that down. Okay, let's see. Our other Amy K, she says, I picked 4 dozen ears of corn this morning. I need to husk it and freeze it. Yum, sweet corn. Oh my goodness. So we picked up a few at the grocery store and they were okay. They weren't bad. They were okay. I've had bad ones from the store, right? Like you get the corn and you're like, wow, this is not worth my time. But my mother-in-law got some Tabor corn. So Tabor is an area in southern Alberta, and they are famous for their corn. And well, there's a reason. Their corn that she had was amazing. And we're like, how much did you get? How much are you making? How much can we eat? Yes, amazing. Okay. And let's see. Oh, Marsha's gonna go hiking and then possibly a food truck festival. See, I'd be heading straight there. That sounds delicious. A food truck festival. So thankfully, Whitecourt has an amazing park. And my friend knew about it, so she knew that she could take her kids there yesterday while I was sorting out what on earth we were going to do to be able to hang out. And we checked with emergency services that was blocking the roads, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like 6 hours. Oh man. But yeah, while we were waiting to figure it out, she went to the park with her little boys, and the one is only 8 months old and the other is pushing 3. He'll be 3 next month. So yeah, it's a handful. And she was planning to come and like hang at my house, so that taking them to the park, that's a whole new adventure. But she was a trooper. She hung out there, then she came and picked us up, and then yeah, from the river, and we went back to the park because like, what do you do now we're not at my house, we don't have all my stuff. But yeah, we hung out at the park. My husband came with us, and so he helped entertain the little guy. That was awesome. Yep, so all the good things. But while we were down there, I noticed that they've set up all these different spots with all these plugins, and they kind of have all these little areas, and it's for the food trucks and stuff because they do festivals down there. They've actually decided to rename the park Festival Park now. And yeah, they've put in all these new development pieces that support their festival stuff that they're going to do down there more often. That's interesting. Okay, this is good. Now, oh my gosh, let me read this. Diane says she just got back from a forest bathing experience. 3 hours of feeling the earth and Mother Nature. That sounds interesting. I would like to hear more. I'm like, what is forest bathing? I've never heard of that. Donna says, I'm overheated after chasing Layla outside, so I'll be hanging out inside. Well, with the temperatures you get, you should be hanging out inside. You get the weathers. Okay, let's see. A little bit of this back in here, and then we'll do the rub-ons. Are they gonna cover completely, or are they gonna be see-through? I'm not really sure. Maybe I don't need like a whole thing. Maybe I'll just, oh, maybe I should do this as a vertical strip in there. Maybe I'll do a little bit of this black too. Let's do about that much. Marge says if you cook corn in the air fryer, it cooks great. I've definitely never done that. I don't have an air fryer. For whatever reason, my husband and I have like been resistant to the whole air fryer thing. But everywhere we go, people are like, oh, I just love my air fryer. I use it for everything. I'm like, why are we holding back? I think it's because, okay, for me, I think it's because my we didn't get one of the instant pots right away, And now we finally got the Instant Pot. My husband thinks it's great. I don't. It is not my best friend. I don't like using it. So yeah. So then I'm like, oh, if I get this air fryer, plus it's a huge machine you got to put on your countertop or something. And like for that alone, I'm like, I think I'm out. Okay, let me make sure there's enough color over here. These flowers. Let's pull out these pieces. This is not colorful enough. Did I say that? So let's see. Oh, Donna says it's only 87 degrees, not counting the humidity. That's so cute that you think that's not too hot. Because that's boiling. If it was 87 degrees here right now, I would just die. Diane says the air fryer is fast. I've never had an Instant Pot, never cooked a lot of crock pot recipes. Okay, so this needs to be another color. This piece has to be brighter or mounted on something more colorful. That's a possibility. It just doesn't quite feel right. I think I just need to color it. That's what we need to do. I try not to do a lot of that because that's like extra, but we're going there. Oh my gosh, you guys have some of the hottest weather. This is crazy. Deborah says it's 95 there and 101 later with 107 heat index. Oh, you're being facetious. I'm just like, oh, too hot. Okay, what color? We're going to be bringing more of this purple in. So if the flower's going to be purple, maybe I should bring in more. Well, there's already kind of some pink on it. So let's bring in some more pink. I think I need this one. Oh. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Okay. What do we go with the Gina K? Oh, I bashed everything. You can see all the mess over there. Bonk my head. I totally bonked my head. It's like all the stuff piled up right there off the camera. But it's good because I can grab it all. There's like a big thing of pens and my adhesives. And then there's like a little shelf that I can put stuff on. So that I tuck stuff under there too. Okay. I think this color will be right. Do I have a cleanup cloth around here? Good question. Okay, so for now, it's a little bit brighter than I want it to be. But I think once it's tucked. So I'm only going to do one side of it just in case I decide I want to do something different. And then I can change my mind. There's no big commitment there. Okay, where is cloth? Sorry, I need cloth. There we go. Otherwise, I'll have pink on everything all day. Not that that's terrible, but Dan says air fryer is fast. I've never had an Instant Pot, never cooked a lot of crock pot recipes. And Karen says Instant Pot is both a pressure cooker and a crock pot. I use it mostly as a pressure cooker. It's fabulous for butternut and or spaghetti. I have not cooked those in there. That could be a selling point, Karen. for that Instant Pot. Do you have to like cut it in half to put it in there when you do that in the Instant Pot? I need more info. This feels like a pattern, and let's bring this back to it. And we've got this little piece. And then we need, I really want to put some of these in here. So I just need to see like the right spots for putting them in. Okay. Let's see, we've got some irises. Okay, I have this idea. This is how things start, you guys. I'm going to put it onto the background, and then I'm going to cut some of it out of the background to layer it over the top like this. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So we're getting playful now. I looked up how to cook them online. It's super easy. And yes, you cut the spaghetti squash, add a little water, go. Same perfect. Cool. I love both of those. Okay. And I know I put a little packet. I put a little packet of pieces. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, I think like anything that helps us like make the food that we need so that we can move on and do other things, that's like great. Like I'm not one of the people that wants to play and have all the fun in the kitchen. That's just not my thing, right? So, okay. We're gonna put this right here. So let's take the piece off the back. And hope that this will all stick down good. Right, it's going to be cooperative, not just muck things up for me today. Good. Right. Heal it up and see. Is it all coming off? There. Yeah, it's stuck good. So it's fine. We're good. Back in the day, I learned don't 100% ever trust rub-ons. I had so many of them fail, but this worked out fine. Okay, so next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take my piece here and put my hair back in a pony because it's on my neck. And we're going to take my cutting blade. So I want to tuck this, and I want to have like little bits of this flower just sticking over some of this because I think that would be cool. So we're going to cut just part of this flower, just enough so that it can kind of stick out over the edge. Right, so now it'll just lift up a little bit. Yeah. And that way this can tuck underneath there. Great. Okay. This will go in and that'll go in there. We got those little pieces. And I think I want another one up here, and I don't think I'll have to cut that one. So let's put these ones in. There we go. but they'll be like kind of hiding in the back. But I think that'll be good. Okay. Let's see. I'm missing all your messages. My thing to stop scrolling. Use purple ink. I know. I should have, but I wanted to have the purple flowers really showing up. It was like a tough call. Elizabeth says there's going to be 97 degrees there today. Mark says if you cook corn in the air fryer. So there's discussion and about how to make that happen. And let's see, down to there. Okay. And then 88 in Kansas, feels like 99. I walked at 6:30, came home soaked in sweat. Oh my gosh. That is like an extra level of dedication. I just don't think I have to be able to like go outside when it's that hot. I did my yoga today, but I got to do that inside where it was not so hot. In fact, the window was open and it was a nice cool breeze coming in at that point. But my husband had also released the Kraken, I mean like the chickens. And the rooster is so loud and he's right outside my yoga window. I'm like, did you have to let him out before my yoga? But he went out and watered him, so I won't complain. Okay, so we've got little flowers there. Ooh, maybe this top one just sticking back over the edge there would be good too. So change my mind. We're going to cut a little bit. So the park that I was telling you about has all of these really fun things for families, like super fun. And they got some of it there by the time, like when my kids were still little, like they're 22 and 24 now. So it's been a while. But when they started with the park, there was this big pond out there, and then they would have the soccer fields and stuff. And then now they have, then they added this outdoor tubing water slide. It was like a tube slide for kids. And oh my gosh, we've had so much fun there over the years. And then they added a second run for the tubes. So that was even better. They just used the pond water to run it through. And they actually stocked the pond with fish so that kids can fish there. So kids are allowed to fish. And adults, if you want to fish, you have to have a kid with you. That's the rule. Adults aren't allowed to fish there unless they have a kid. Oh yeah, I like that. That just, it sticks out that little bit over top of there. Maybe do I want to have it over top of this little piece too? It just ties it all together. When all the things touch on a page, it's just such a good thing, right? Okay. And I'm gonna rip this top piece off and we're gonna stick the black piece on so that I can get all the layers done. I think we'll take it. I'll leave it down that long, sure. Okay. Yeah, it's been so nice. And then since then, they added a splash park. Now there's bathrooms there. They've added this gigantic playground area. They have added beach volleyball. And the most recent thing is they added one of those great big bouncy, I don't even know what you call them, like a big jumper. It's like a trampoline, but not a trampoline because it's like this big rounded kind of mat that the kids jump all over. And it's so fun. And just like, it's just the park. Like you just go whenever you want, right? It's like free to go to the park. And so it's just been such a great thing for the community. And I tell you, like, sometimes like communities, can really step up, right? Like sometimes they do. And when you see it, it's just so good. Want it that tall? I think I don't. A little bit short. Oh, do I want it sticking at the bottom? No, I don't think so. Okay, I want it shorter. I know I put tape on that already, but yeah. So question, Like, what is one of the things that you love doing in your community? Like, when my kids were younger, we would go down to the park. I would meet a friend. She would bring her kids. We would hang out all day. And then we didn't quite want to go yet. So we would order pizza and have it delivered to the park. And we would get our pizza delivered. And then you just didn't have to go. So now there's actually like a canteen where you can go and get like burgers and ice cream and stuff. So it's great. Kimberly has a toaster oven air fryer combo also, likes it in the summer because it doesn't heat up the whole kitchen. Honestly, you could even put it on your deck, right? And you could like put it outside on the step and be like, I'll cook supper out here. I hate to cook, so when I do, it's a rare occasion and something simple, said Donna. Marcia said, my kids got me the air fryer toaster oven combo, and I do like it. I just don't want two appliances on the counter. And if it was a cupboard, if it was in a cupboard, I'd never use it. So this took care of that. Yeah. The thing, there's only so much space. Okay, did I take them? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now let's stick this thing down. And I've been using that in my guest room while my kitchen's a disaster. It's a lifesaver, says Karen. See, like you find a way. We lived in a travel trailer for 17 and a half months. I was the queen of like making things work. We had a toaster oven on the little counter in there. The stove, like the oven was useless. It was a camper oven. It was so useless. But like we just made it work. And I'll tell you, we ate like a lot of pre-prepped kind of food things, but like when you don't have any space, plus we were homeschooling, like life was chaos then. Like chaos. Just chaos. So you kind of just do whatever works, right? Air fryers are like a rebranding of a convection oven, says Brielle. I like it. Okay. Let's get that being such a nightmare. Okay, here we go. Throw this on here. Oh, it's too long. Okay. Let's get off a little. There. So I got this nice little section here set up. And my picture can even tuck under there a little bit. Oh, I like it. But I need something a little bit wide underneath here. So what else do we got in here? What else do we got? It's good. There's lots of advice. It's not a bouncy house. It's like this big rounded mat thing that's like a giant trampoline that all the kids can go on. The only place I've ever seen them before is at a corn maze, actually. When we went to a corn maze, they had one of these big bouncy jumper mats. Oh, I have a picture. Because it's way too close, but you'll kind of get the idea of it. So something like this. It's like this huge giant mat. It looks like this great big, I don't know, like half semicircle thing. I don't even know what they call it, but the kids call it fun. So definitely a lot of fun. Oh, perfect. They've got the little together one and it is just the right. I can go. Actually, I would like it better up here. And what does this say? This flower is not. Let's get into right where I want it to be. Okay. Let's get my scissors. Yeah, so all the fun stuff in the park. Well, Just a little bit of design layout surgery here. Stick the photo down, I think, finally. And let's see. So Diane likes to go swimming. Beth says a family camp in the woods where someone else does the cooking. Love it. Because that's specific. We actually have an RV deal. So when my husband and I go RVing, he does all the cooking, I do all the cleaning. And that sounds kind of like a bad idea because, you know, he could use every pot and pan, and sometimes he does. And that's super annoying. But he's a terrible dishwasher. So when he's in charge of that at all, it's disgusting. Let's just go there. Let's just say gross. So no, I'll just do it. But at least I got something out of the deal because I don't have to do any of the cooking. And I don't have to go to cupboards and find half clean dishes in there. Things that you think are clean, but they're not because somebody didn't do it right. So yeah, the trade-offs, it's a real thing. Okay. Did I make this straight? Let's have a look first. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, stick it down quick before I change my mind. Tina says, I love to go downtown and see the old buildings. I love to walk the rail trails, Victoria Christmas tours of the old homes, and love to hike in the mountains when I can. Those are all nice things. Mary says, I like the farmers market in the summer. Besides all the great food, they have activities for kids and a separate section for people selling arts and crafts. That's always a good turnout, and you never knew who you'd run into. I made it down to our farmers market for the first time the other day, first time of the season. And I tell you, I was so excited to be there. And we have Hutterites in our area. And they always set up a booth and bring vegetables and stuff. And I had just said on Tuesday, I said, well, I'm going to start my keto diet again. Well, then the Hutterites are there. And they had these Saskatoon pies. And I don't like pie crust, but their pie crust is phenomenal. So I love their Saskatoon berry pies, and I bought one. And so every day I've had like the littlest, tiniest little sliver. I mean, like seriously, it's like this big to, you know, so I'm like cheating a little on my keto, but like, you know, not enough that it would like, you know, wreck things. Oh my goodness. Best pie ever. I'm like, so worth it. But yeah, super good. Super good. It's been great. Okay, we got this. Oh, but we've got this little circle thing. Oh, this little circle thing should go down here, I think. Yes, let's do that. Just try to get lots of little things so it's going to feel all like fun. And am I going to do a journaling piece? No. I'm just going to journal in the background. Let's be real. I know myself. I'm going to put this piece down low. And then I'm going to take the other piece and I'm going to pop it up in the middle because I think that'll be more fun. And I haven't popped anything on this layout yet. Like that's shocking already, right? Marge, you're back in time. We haven't done the draw yet. So we are close to the top of the hour, like right now. So anytime now, we will. But I like to get to a point where I feel like I've accomplished like this big thing or something. And let's put this, actually that'll work better with block tape too. And then we'll do the draw. Then we'll have to see what I'm going to work on after. because I didn't print more pictures because I need to print the ones from the canoe. It's like a waterbed but air. Exactly, Elizabeth. It's like a waterbed but air. And like it's like a overstuffed waterbed. So it's like pumped out, right? Like it's like all big and yeah, it's super fun. Kids have a blast. Grown-ups want to climb on it and have a blast. We had like a little guy, right? He's not even 3 yet. And I'll tell you, like one of the dads got on there with his kid and he's jumping and I'm like, dude, come on. I know it's fun, but these are little kids on here. Let's see. Corn is husked and made sure all the silk is off, spritz with olive oil. So she's making her corn. There you go. And let's see. Your page is looking awesome. Sorry, I missed the beginning. You're here in time, Bonnie. You haven't missed the draw. Right? made it in time. This has like lots of pieces. I feel this is going so well. It's going so well. Yeah. Like I just still want one more thing that brings my eye this way. I could put this on here and then I'll do my journaling underneath. And that kind of gives me that look. That should work. Okay. I think we're near the end. And I still have enough pieces to do my like coordinating type page with the other stuff. I haven't robbed everything. I've robbed a lot, but okay. So I will do my journaling down here. I'll just draw like black lines and do that. Actually, lately, okay. So I almost always pull out my one template and draw my lines, but I watched somebody do their journaling the other day and then underline it after. And it's like really wonky and stuff. Allie Edwards, maybe. I don't know who it was. Heidi Swap, maybe. I don't know. I was watching somebody and I'm like, well, that's actually a good way because then your lines are only where you need them. Your writing might not be very straight, but your lines are only where you need them. So there we go. My journaling is going to go down here. I think this is pretty fun. I think it's pretty cute. Yeah, Allie Edwards always underlines her journaling, says Marsha. Could be good. Could be fun to journal on the grid lines. Yeah, I think having like different words that kind of talk about like our friendship or something, like kind of like ghosted in the background, kind of like watermark would be really fun, is what I think. But do I have, I'm like looking, I'm like, do I know where my watermark ink even is? I might need to actually use like color on color to, to make it show up enough. Sure. But it would add like this extra little layer. Okay, we're gonna do our draw now. This is looking good. I'm kind of in that place where I'm like, that feels done. So let's go back to here and let's do our draw. So our winner of the draw is going to receive the whole kit that I showed off today, not with the add-on embellishments. If you want those, you have to like arrange that with them, but you're going to get the whole kit, the August flavors of the month kit from the Scrap Room. And they set it aside just for the winner. So super good. I'm opening up a random number generator on my phone. And we have 31 participants in the room. One of those participants is me. So your chance is out of 30 today. Out of 30. And number 20. So I'm going to count up 10 from the bottom. And our winner today is Leslie Crane. Leslie, congratulations. Where is my instruction sheet? I have it on this. Oh, here it is. So congratulations, Leslie. I'm going to need you to email me. Let's bring up my chat box again here. So you can send me a message at alice@alicebull.com and you will receive this kit. So congratulations. Now, how she commented in here, that always makes me feel better when I know that the person is actually like listening and they hear it. So she says, thanks so much. Yay. Okay, so the email, I just sent it to you. Send me the email to say that you're the August winner, and I will get that passed on to the scrap room. And I like to write this on my sheet too. So, and anytime the kit is slow in showing up, it's probably because I didn't get it sent out to them right away. So send it to me and I'll try to get that sent out to them right away because they're super good about it. Okay. So I think we've got some time. Should we do some show and tell before? Is anybody ready to show anything off? Have you made something fun lately? Is there something exciting to see? Or fun or just cool, or you did something while we're working and you're like, look, I made a thing. I love to see all of it. So if you have something, don't be shy. Actually, what I'll get you to do is just turn your mic on, and then I'll be able to bring you up a lot easier if you have something that you'd like to share. Something. Oh, it's nice to see what everybody else is working on. There are more little hearts in here. I might put some of these little chipboard hearts on there as I finish up the layout. But I didn't even put any enamel dots on, but we'll see if that happens. Sometimes that happens when I put the journaling in there too. Tina says she's backing a cut file, so she'll pass on showing that. That's good stuff though. Backing cut files. It's like that slow kind of tedious work, but you know, Beth says she's just cleaning her scrap room, but at least she has company while we're here, right? So all good. Bring all the pieces back in. Okay. Since I don't have the canoeing pictures, I'm going to move on to something else and see. I'm just going to open up my photos and grab a different one. So let's have a look here.
I'm attempting to copy you, kind of, when in a different color group of paper that I had. And let's see if I can get it in the right place so you can see it.
That's beautiful. So are you making like this sundial, or is that also on your paper, like that kind of sundial sunray effect?
Oh no, this is the same. This is the same paper in a different color pattern that I had.
Oh, fun.
From a long time ago.
That looks gorgeous. So I'm glad to see that. It's like, because I'm looking at mine, I'm like, this looks pretty good. I like it.
It's Spectrum.
It's the 49. Yeah. Oh, there's Sherbet one.
Sherbet.
Oh, I have that collection. I bought a lot of that collection actually.
So I found that. So I'm being copycat, sort of.
Well, this 49th and Marcus stuff is so pretty.
And we went to the aquarium over the 4th of July when we were down in Southport, because it was too hot to do anything outside. So we took the ferry where you can go inside and there's air conditioning when you can ride part of the way, but there was a nice breeze. So it was something to do on a hot day.
So I'm just sending a picture to my printer. Actually, 2 pictures. I've been saving pictures that my friends send me on their or pictures that we send each other on Snapchat. So we Snapchat. And like Snapchat is such a weird platform. It's not my favorite. The reason, okay, so this is funny. The reason I'm on Snapchat is because my friends nieces and nephews are on Snapchat because she uses it with them and then she sucked me into it. So I blame her nieces and nephews for my Snapchat use. But we but in the end, it's actually made me spend a lot more time like seeing what my friends are up to all summer and stuff. So it's actually been quite fun. And I end up taking more of the random photos that I don't always take. And it's funny, we were talking about these random photos, those like kind of like insignificant-ish moments, right? The ones that are maybe not important enough to scrapbook. The other day we were talking about that during our Scrap Happy Together session, and it was interesting because like some people use like a little book, some people have done like pocket pages, and then there was a suggestion about doing like just divided pages. It's like the pictures of or stories of August or something like that. And I thought all of these were super good because sometimes it's like those, it doesn't feel important enough to scrapbook, but maybe it deserves a spot in your book anyways. And yeah, I thought it was fun. Tina says the 49th and Market is pretty. To me, it's the best new manufacturer providing some great paper lines. Just the fact that their paper is so thick and then they have such pretty designs, that sucks me right in. Karen says my kids sucked me into Facebook and Instagram. It happens, right? If that's where your people are, that's where you go. Okay, I'm grabbing this. Okay, I'm grabbing these pictures. I found some pictures. I'm going to work on these next. And it's one of those small, somewhat insignificant moments, but kind of fun. So let's put this back. Okay, so here's the pictures that I printed. Yes, that's a hamburger. And that is us in the drive-through in the RV getting this hamburger. And it's one of the things, it's become like it's just like something that we do is when we're in the RV, we will go to that one place because their drive-in doesn't have stuff in the way and we can just drive our RV right through there. And for whatever reason, that makes my husband so happy. Like so happy, it's kind of ridiculous how happy that makes him. He's like, haha, I'm gonna take the RV through here. And I'm like, yeah, you do that. See you, Nancy. So yeah, so for traveling or this one. So we're definitely traveling. And so I was gonna pull out these two. So I like the colors and stuff in this. It's like kind of neutrally, but it's definitely travel and would let me use some travel stuff. And I do have that super nice diagonal stripe in this collection. So I'm drawn to the colors here, but I'm also I like the fact that I would actually get to use some of my travel paper. So, and it does, I think it looks pretty good with it. And I have this nice yellow in there too, and blue. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Let's use the travel stuff.
You were talking about doing those insignificant in between moments. And in
Yeah.
2019, I decided I don't really scrap a lot of like day to day stuff. Like 90% of my scrapbooking is travel albums, and that's how I like it. That's what I like to scrap. But in 2019, I was like, I kind of want to scrap our day to day moments just to kind of say what it's like. So instead of doing like, I know some people do like day in the life or week in the life, I decided to do kind of like a year in the life and do it in like traveler's notebook size. And I stuck with it through like about March. I kept up with like doing the project, but through the whole year, I printed all the photos. And I probably wouldn't have gone back to the project if I hadn't printed all the photos. And I probably wouldn't have gone back to the project and continued working on it now if COVID hadn't happened. Because it's just funny that I like did this in 2019 and the whole world changed. But I'm going back now, and it's fun because like a lot of my pages are like just those insignificant. Like there's me, like I washed my hair and I made like a silly face and did a selfie of me washing my hair. It's like the Snapchat filters and selfies. It's me going to the gym. It's I took a lesson of how to make stained glass. And so what I like about doing in the traveler's notebook is I limited the supplies that I'm using. So all I use is like I use some washi tape. I use like my little the hearts and stars, and I use my stickers for my planner. I use my happy planner stickers. So the pages come together really quickly. I put in my receipts from my shopping when I get happy mail, when I went out for happy hour drinks and stuff like that. So the pages come together really quickly. I don't care if it's just my handwriting. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's kind of been really fun to go back and look at those little moments, and just kind of fun to see how the world has changed since 2019, going back now, kind of looking at the stories that are coming together now. But I thought that this size worked really well for tracking those things. Like I had some of the meals that we were cooking at that time, and I don't know, just like those everyday moments are in this size. So.
And it's perfect, right? Like
Mhm.
that's a beautiful project. And like the fact that you made it in a way that was so manageable that you just were like, okay, I'll just do it. Right? Like that alone makes it like you made it so doable for yourself, right? Like that alone is amazing, right? And I think so many times one of the reasons that people don't get stuff done, and include me on that list, is because we've overcomplicated it and we've made it too hard for ourselves. And we made it so hard that we can't keep up to that standard. Like you start the project and you're like gung ho, woohoo, all the energy. But to maintain that for a year or for any kind of project, that's just so long. so yeah,
And my thing is, I can't do one project start to finish. I get motivated on a project and I'll do it for a little bit, and then I'll go off and do something else, and then I'll come back to it. So even though this is like a 2019 project, I'll probably work on it now for like 2 weeks, and then I'll put it away and go do another project, and then I'll come back to it again. Like it's like I'm not a start to finish projector. I know it's not the best way to get things done, but it's like if I'm really excited and motivated about it, I get more done. So in my scrapping, I jump from project to project to project in whatever I'm most motivated to do.
Mhm. Well, and I think that that's fair, right? Because it's really about like telling stories, documenting your photos, like whatever is your reason that you're scrapbooking. For me, it's about like telling my stories. And if I'm not motivated to tell that story, chances are I'm just not going to do it at all. Like, so why would I not say like, okay, let's shift gears, let's do something different so that you actually can, find that way to be successful and be like, yeah, I did this. There's a lot of we there tends to be a lot of self judgment, and like we give ourselves such a hard time for all the things we don't do. But it's not like we go around giving ourselves all this credit for the things that we do. And I said do. Just for anybody that hangs out with boys. So yeah, I think we just need to give ourselves more credit for the work that we do, the creations that we do, like all of it. Like we deserve more credit. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. see, this is what sharing happens. We get to like kind of like explore the importance and the greatness of scrapbooking when we share. Just saying. Hint, hint, anybody. Anyone else that has something to share? She pulled out a project from 2019 that was so relevant to like right now, and also showing so much changes. So like, yeah, doing this again, or doing this, you know, having that project that you did then, but also doing new versions of it, it shows you that change. And we think that our lives are boring and that everything stays the same. Like, it's easy to think that when we're in the middle of living it, right? But that's not true. Life is always changing and there's always new stuff happening. So yeah, super good.
Well, even just looking back 4 years ago, I cooked a lot more variety. Like now I feel like I make the same 5 or 10 meals and we buy the same type of groceries. I'm like, man, back then I was cooking like all these variety of meals, and like made me excited to like cook more variety again, like just from looking back at all the pictures, because I had printed the pictures and, you know, I'd written down all the stuff so that I could like scrapbook about it later. Because that was the big thing, is I journaled a lot that year too, so that, you know, because I knew I wasn't going to keep up with, you know, keep up in the moment, you know, with documenting. So I was like, all right, I have to be diligent with like actually journaling in the moment so that I can go back and like read about what happened in the day. And so.
Well, and even just having like the pictures that you've taken, like they're going to spark different memories for you depending on what, you know, like what you have the pictures of, right? And you know, when you don't have the stories from in the moment, which obviously is the best, when we have those current in the moment, like we remember the things that are said, we remember like exactly what happened, those are the best. But I know, like looking back at old photos, that's still like, I'm happy to scrapbook them now because I still have different feelings about that now and observations about that. So it's going to not be the same as what I would have scrapbooked in the moment. The story will have changed. I don't have access to that in the moment treasuring story, but I think that doesn't mean that it's not worth trying. Sharon says she's totally enjoying this and the chatting, but she has to go. Off you go. Have a good day, right? She had classes and projects to make, I think, today. Tough life. Sounds good. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And I came in late, but I've had a very difficult month. And I am in the process of scrapbooking some older pictures and stuff. And now it's totally changing how I'm thinking about these wonderful memories are kind of being made bitter by what happened. And I'm just wondering, would you just set those aside? Or would you go ahead and put what you remember and just say, I'm a little bitter about this, so this might change?
I think, you know, like there's two ways of doing it. Like, I think right now, when you're like having these emotions and you think that maybe won't last, is that the impression that I'm getting? Is that you feel that maybe you won't always feel that way?
I'm hoping. I'm hoping out against hope.
So like in the moment when you're like super angry, like I often do journaling in those moments, but not journaling for scrapbook pages. And the difference for myself is that if I'm doing journaling on a scrapbook page, mostly I want to look back through my scrap pages and share like my happy memories. Like that's like taking over a company that like called Scrap Happy. I'm like, I'm in. Right, like, but that doesn't mean that life doesn't have those other things. It's just, it's where I'm choosing to put my focus. And
Right.
so if you're looking at those pictures and you're looking at those memories right now, and it feels that that is kind of crappy, then I don't know that I would be inspired to scrapbook that. And so I probably wouldn't sit down. And like, I have told different stories and made pages that document certain things, but it was more like, this feels like a big moment in my life or in our history, like, or in the world. And so I've scrapbooked about being scared and having like anxiety during COVID or something like that, right? And I really wanted to tell those stories because I would never be in that same headspace to be able to tell that. And like, when we recently had the fires, I made a page about actually being really freaked out about like that. I was like, I thought that the fires could come and take my house, and my friend did almost lose her house. So like, I chose to document that because it felt like documenting this little piece of my world, but also it wasn't something that made me like angry, right? There
Or
was
hurt.
like,
That's it. Just, it's a hurt.
yeah. And I think that for myself, I wouldn't feel inspired to scrapbook that. So I probably wouldn't sit down and scrapbook that.
Mhm.
And does that mean that there is this gap from your life that maybe you're not scrapbooking right now? Okay. Right? Like, we only
Mhm.
have so much bandwidth and so much time to
Right.
scrapbook. And so from my perspective, I want to look back and think on the things that are really important to me. And if somebody or something has happened in your life that has made that not be in that place, then why would I put my effort into documenting this time that we went down that road together? Like, I don't know like exactly what your situation is, but that's kind of the thing. Like, I I look at, like, say somebody had a marriage that broke up, and like years later they're like, well, I feel like I've missed out on this huge portion of my life because it's not scrapbooked. How do I go
Mhm.
back and scrapbook these stories with my ex or whatever, right? And
Uh-uh.
I'd be like, you know, I wouldn't be scrapbooking about that, like trying to be like, oh, we're so happy today, right? You might take a picture of yourself on a holiday, you know, somewhere, and be like, I had a really great time here. But you're making that story into the story that you want to tell about it, right? You're documenting this part of this holiday that was good for you. You're not talking about that person, right? And so if you were going to attempt to scrapbook these pictures that you have that feel off right now, like, maybe that's the thing. Like, what about them makes you want to scrapbook them? Like, what kind of stories did you have in that felt like, oh my gosh, that was just this was good, I need to scrapbook that? Because that's generally what I want, right? Like, when I reach for photos, whether they're meaningful stories or light and fluffy, we got hamburgers in the drive-through photos, like,
Right.
I want to document something about that because it's about something like a positive memory and like a funny story. And here we've done this like several times going through the drive-through, but that helps to kind of tell the story of like, the way my husband thinks, which makes like sometimes drives me crazy and sometimes just makes me laugh so hard, right?
Right.
Like,
Men, they
he
can do
doesn't
that.
ever want to go out to eat normally, but now we're in the RV. We have food inside the camper with us, but let's go through the drive-through and pick up hamburgers. Like,
The
oh,
RV.
oh, I know, it's hilarious to me, right? So when
Funny.
I look at like the hard stories, it's like, what is the purpose of why we want to do the hard story?
Mhm.
Like, do we want, like, is there a good story in there that we feel needs to be like, this has to be told?
Mhm.
And so maybe we don't tell the hard story, maybe we do, maybe that's like the hidden journaling that goes in there, because it's not like you want to deny it, right? It's like not like you want to say like, "Well, this didn't happen," but
Right.
there's certain moments in life that you enjoy no matter you know, no
Right.
matter who the company was or what the situation became later at that time in your life, this was happy. This made me like I had a good time.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you. I was thinking I was doing grandkid pictures and making them a journal for Christmas and daughter-in-law fight. So other than that, it's,
mhm.
how daughter-in-law, mother-in-law thing. Thank you. Sorry.
Well, all I can do now is hope that things move to a better place for you. Like for
They
real.
will. You're
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you.
Well, and I think yeah, and Beth says the same. She says, I think you could journal now in the moment, decide later how you want to document the story on a layout, right? And like having that journal that you write the bad things in, for me, like I have to say, like at one time I told my family, I said, if something ever happens to me, like you have to get just rid of these journals. Don't even bother reading them because it's like it's where I've dumped all the garbage, right? It's like where I've dumped the garbage.
And
I was like
tell it.
angry, emotional, something or
Mm.
other. And it's just like, don't read that. That was the garbage. Like, this is what I want you to remember over here.
Right.
Like, this is the good. And that was me sorting out the stuff so I could get back to the good. Right. And so
Right.
writing it down sometimes can be helpful. Like some people burn it afterwards. Like I've like I may have gone through and edited some of that stuff, like to be like that nobody needs to read that. Like
Yeah.
but I think that whatever we do to get ourselves into a better headspace about something, that can be good. And
Thank
you know it'll help give you perspective on the situation as time goes by too. You'd be like, well, this thing happened, that was super ugly, and now we've gotten to this other place and that's so much better. Or this is why I'm still mad. Like, one or the
Right.
other, right?
Right. Who knows? Well, hopefully it's all good.
Right. Right. I know. I'm the constant optimist. I'm always looking for things to move in a better direction, but
Ditto. Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody.
I just saw this quote the other day. I can't remember if it was on Facebook or Instagram or something like that, but it was something along the lines of like, the dark times or the unhappy times or the hard times in our life. Like we have to have those too because they help us to appreciate and they make the happy times in our life like even better. It's like you can't have like without darkness, then you can't appreciate the light like in our lives and in the world. Like it's just like without those times, and it's hard when you're in those times to like really like then be like, oh yeah, we go through these times of struggle, and the longer they are, the harder it is sometimes to see that like, oh yeah, there's lightness or there's good, or these hard struggles exist, that there's better times coming out of it. But like, man, it was like when I saw that I was like, oh, that is so true. Like, because if everything was just good all the time, you wouldn't feel like it was good all the time. You just feel like this is normal, but
yeah, good all the time sounds great. How do we sign up for that? So Tina said she's going through that herself, trips that they were on. Now she's planning to tell the stories from my point of view that I enjoyed about that trip. I'll pass the pictures of him on to him. Right. And I think it's the best thing that we can do, right? And say like, not everything was bad, right? If you're in this situation, not everything is bad. There was a reason that you were there in the first place. So yeah, but moving forward and figuring out how does that go into my scrapbooks? Like, how do I tell that story and not feel like a big fat liar, right? Like, how do I go back and tell old stories when I have this new perspective? And yeah, like the stories definitely are going to be different. And I don't think that there's any way that we can change that, but giving ourselves the grace and saying that's how it is now. Like it is different. And that's we don't want things to be stagnant. Things are going to change. So I guess change is good, right? That's what they always tell us. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of the hardest things, right? Like you don't want to feel like a big fat liar in your books, but you want to feel like you want to scrapbook good things too. Donna says, I can't throw away all the pictures of my past life. They have pictures of me and my son in them, right? And so it's just you come to a perspective that you can live with happily, right? How can I move forward?
I have books and books that I did in my previous,
Yeah.
you know, when he was my son was growing up. Now he won't want the ones, you know, with his dad in them either, but you know, I'm not going to take them out and throw my pages away. And I went to Hawaii, you know, and there's beautiful pictures there, you know, but he's in them, you know, but so what am I going to do? Take them out and cut him, you know,
Hey,
take it out of the journaling.
some people do that, and if that's where they're at, that's where they're at. I won't judge.
No.
Right? Like
Not going back.
right.
I don't go back and redo. If it's done, I'm lucky that it's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Marcy says the kids may want them, right? Like that's sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and you know, until you ask, you don't know. So yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about, you know, we're going through a lot of old photos from the 20s right now and earlier of, you know, grandparents, great grandparents, and kind of building those family histories. And so you never know what will be in the future.
Right. And the time changes fast, right? And we move forward and we create our own stories of like who we are now. And I think that having that story of who we are now is the one that's kind of the most important, right? Like we aren't in that place because we've moved on from there. This is who I am now. Yeah, Tina says, well, the ones I've already scrapped, I won't change. Neither that was that time at that time. But now the ones that I haven't scrapped will be from my perspective. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so I'm playing with these pictures on my desktop, but like my heart does not feel in it. I feel distracted. I feel distracted because my kiddo is going to be racing and I really want to be there. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I'm starting. I was playing with these little frames. I don't know that I like that. I'm really not sure. I feel stuck. So I think I've used up my scrappiness for today. And I think it is what it is. So I have really enjoyed the conversations with you today. When we talk about the happy stuff, that's good. But I think when we talk about the hard stuff, that's also like, it's so important because, you know, for every single one of us, there's something that we come across and we're like, what do I do with this? Right? It's just like, what do I do with this? And, you know, having other people share their question about that, like, having the different perspectives about that really helps. Oh, that's a good question, Andy. That will be coming out during our happy hour this month, and that's next week, I think. So she was asking about the theme for our upcoming, like the October load. Hold on a second. Is this the right book? Yes. August schedule. So happy hour is on on Tuesday, the 15th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern for our Scrap Happy members. And we will be reviewing our load, our floral bouquet load. So we're going to be talking about the prompts from that. We'll be looking at some pages. If you've made some pages that you liked, then we'll be going through that. And we will be releasing the theme for our October load. Tina's like, please tell me now, please. I'll be working, so I'll have to find out later. No spoilers, but it's going to be a fun one. And our October load is our load that is by the members for the members. So I actually bring a whole team of our people together and we all create the prompts together. And yeah, it's going to be fun. She's like, how about a juicy hint? I would be terrible. I would just give it away. Annie says that's the first day of school. Oh my goodness. We don't go back until like almost September. Not that I have little kids going back this year, which is also okay. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up for today so that I have a couple of extra minutes to get on the road so I don't miss my son's races. And I am so grateful to have had this time to share with you today. If you're not a Scrap Happy member yet, then come and join us. We are a lot of fun. And let's see, I have a thing here. Let's see, where is it?
I wanted to share something real quick.
One here. Sure, let's do that. Let's do that.
On September the 15th and 16th, scrapbook.com 2023 is SBC Fest. It's going to be kind of like the thing that we used to do.
Yeah.
That we've done in the past. And it's free. So free is good.
It is. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so if you would like to join our Scrap Happy membership or learn more about it, one thing you can do is get on our membership email, or you can just go to scraphappy.org and look at the information about membership, scraphappy.org/join. And we do lots of different live events every month, and we have our big challenges with our September one coming up. Or no, our October one coming up soon, but no spoilers yet. That'll come on Tuesday. That'll come on Tuesday. So thank you so much. If you were looking at the scrapbook kit that I used today and thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get something like that, go and check out the ScrapRoom. They're super amazing. And they sponsor our prizes. I buy my own because they're just that great. So you can find them at scrap-room.com. And I will be back next month with another Scrapbook Live. So come and join the live session, and lots of fun to be had. So until next time, you guys, happy scrapping, okay?